Hi, thank you for allowing us to speak. I'm the local Quad City Waterkeeper.
Would you give your name, address, and word for the
Okay, my name's Art Norris, and I live here in Davenport on 3rd Street. I'm with the Waterkeeper Alliance. We're in 22 countries and 6 continents, and I'm the only one in the upper Mississippi. And we work on water issues, and when this project was mentioned to me, I had already been looking at this particular area because of the flooding that was going on, and Bill had mentioned to me that they were having problems up there, and they were wondering what to do about some of them. And so I did an aerial map, and you all have it in your packet. And you know, it shows all the concrete that's up there. And if you take that and measure that, that's 154 acres. We rounded it off to 150 acres, but if you do the numbers of the math on it, it's staggering what's falling up there. In 1 inch rain, you're getting 4 million gallons of water. So the average rainfall in that particular area is 34 inches a year. So if you take that times 4, you're talking millions, 123 million gallons a year of water is being falling on this particular concrete area that's really over-industrialized. Mr. McNamara would like to build his project, but I feel, or from what we're seeing, is there's a lot of damage happening down from this property that's blowing out manholes. Ravines are getting deeper. Neighbors are talking about foundations that are blowing out. And the strange part of it is that when you look at the pictures that I have on the back, is a lot of this water is coming from the ground up, and it's actually blowing out manholes. This particular area is at Arlington and 10th, and the neighbors there say that they've never had a problem with flooding before, but now it's becoming like a huge river. And they say the water is coming out of the ground. And the trenches, the ravine through there is getting deeper and deeper. If you look in the streets, you look in the manholes, you can see actually the water isn't running in the manholes, it's coming out of the manholes. And a lot of these properties like this wall here are high and dry. There's no runoff that could be causing that. It's pressure from coming from underneath. If you look at this on a yearly basis, it would be 136 of these tanks this size is falling on that 150 acres. I mean, that's outstanding amount of water, and it's all headed downhill. In Harrison, they say the water sometimes run there a foot deep. Down between the Bear Building, 3rd and 4th Street, they had a hole there that was big enough to put a huge truck in. I mean, these are serious damage that's being caused by what I believe is the pressure from up above, from millions and millions of gallons of water that is falling on this industrialized area. And it has to go somewhere, and obviously we're not relieving the pressure fast enough. So it's building up in the streets and the storm drains, and it's blowing out. Now it's starting to find a new path through all the ravines any way it can escape, and it's coming out of the ground. I like nothing better than to see Mr. McNamara's project go in, but even for his own safety and whatever, I would think we should do an environmental impact statement of the area. It says that if there's any threat to the public whatsoever, that there should be an environmental impact statement done. And I think for the good of the people and the residents, that this should be really looked over a lot closer. We have nothing against industry or building or development. We just think there's a lot of better areas. I think it'd be a great place for a recreational park. I would like to see the city acquired. I have 15 to 20 intern students that are going to start our program this fall from St. Ambrose, and they've all voiced an opinion that they would help clean it up and do whatever was needed there. But I just think there's a lot of better uses for this particular piece of land, and I think it threatens a lot of property value. You're going to get 6 of these huge townhouses in that little small area, and it's a very high elevation there. And from that elevation coming down, that gives it more magnitude and more volume coming from there. It's really unusual because it's almost like a mound in the center of this area, and it sticks up maybe 50 or 60 feet above the mall across the road. It's really unusual, and on one side of the property is just a huge drop-off that goes to the back of Kmart. I don't know how they can put foundations in this loose soil and expect them to hold. If this area would give away under a heavy rain, I think it would be torrential flooding going on down below because of possibly. I'm not an engineer, but if you look at the average rainfall and you just go by that, the average in this area is like 3 inches a month. So if you take that times 4, that's 12 million gallons a month is falling in this area. But anyway, thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to address the city council?